Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to see how to make style in our web page. Today we are going to see how to add style and design and colors to the our home menu bar, home tab. This is how it looks like. Today I am going to show you what types of properties I use in this web page to style my web page. First start with our main file index.html. This is my index.html. You can see here I give the name to give the menu bars link and headings h2. I'm giving the id board dash. Here I'm also giving a footer. First I will delete it. This yes. Now first start. Here you can see this is asterisk, which is a universal what do you say selector. Inside the universal selector I'm using a padding 0, margin 0. That means if I have any margin and padding which by default can be there in my web page, I'm already declaring that padding and margin is 0. Again also I'm using a box sizing border box. If I remove this one, you can see that there is a scroll bar here. This scroll bar here, sometimes it's very congesting, so you have to write this to add padding and margin to apply to the web page. Also I'm giving inside the body tag padding 0, margin 0, because if there is any default padding and margin are there in body, so I can remove that. Yeah, I'm giving a header width 100%, height 50%, float left. Float means where is my text is which side it's going to start, left or right. If I write float left means my text will be start with from here, from the left side. I'm giving the background color this, and padding also I'm giving 40 pixel in h1. H1 is this is h1. Where is this h1? And I think I have to remove this. Here you can see this is a web name, means I give the id to the h1. Here you can see id web name and p for tag. I give the id for p is tag. For id selector we use first start with the hashtag. Here you can see hashtag. For class we use dot, start with dot. I'm giving the font family, which is a font type. which is very famous sans serif, which I use in this text. And I'm also giving a plot left where my text is going to be start. Which side is my text is going to be start. Yeah, I'm giving a plot right to my text start with the right, and padding right 100 pixel, and color also I'm giving black. Asterisk bar is my nav id, and ul id I'm giving a menu, and li id I'm a class I'm giving link. Nav is a semantic tag. It's a, you can say block level element. I'm using a semantic tag here, nav, which is height is 100 pixel. You can see this height 100 pixel, and width means 100%, means it covers all the width of the web page. And background color is this dark blue, and plot is left. Box size in border box means if I have any, it picks size arranged by itself. Padding I'm giving 30% to move text to the center. For main items I'm giving the 100% width. They also contain a box. Here I'm using a over. You can say over is a pseudo class. Here I'm using a over. In over I'm giving a background color blue, which means I move my cursor to this tab. You can see this color is pop up. And border radius also I'm giving 50 pixel. Border edge of the border will be rounded if I move my cursor to the tab. And I'm transition giving 1 second. It takes 1 second to show the edge over. Also for A, I'm giving the text decoration none to move the underline of the link, and color also I'm giving a white. If I move this, you can see there is a underline. Okay. For link over, I'm also using a link over to A. You can see that how we use dot link colon over and A. Inside the link class I'm using over to the A. That what it mean to be. Here I am using font size 20 pixel. When I move my cursor, here you can see font will be increasing. Transition I am giving 1 second, means it takes 1 second to increase the font. I am also giving a color, which is a text color, which is black. Here you can see a main. Here you can see this is a main tag where I am giving h2 board for giving id board, p id giving dash. Here for board I am using a font family, color, padding tab, dash, and for dash I am giving padding top 40 pixel, means takes 40 pixel. Padding is which is applied inside the box to maintain a position of a text, and margin is outside. is used in outside the box to maintain a space between two boxes. And first we will move on to or one thing more. You can see I'm using here I'm using a background image URL backend. You can see this image, which is a background image I'm using here. I'm giving the URL for this background image, also giving the background size. If I move to once again 800, okay. If I give the background size 1800, 1900, also try to give 2000, okay. This way I can select the size of the my background image, okay. Okay, and we move on to home tab. This is my home tab. For home menu bar I am using a text alignment center for head. This is my heading, welcome to student portal. Font size I am also using a 32 pixel. You can see here h head I'm giving the ID to h1, which is in a div. Here I am using in div p, that way I am using a selector. This both are the element selector. In div I am using p for text alignment, center, font size 18 pixel, color hashtag 555, margin top 10 pixel, which means it takes the margin of 10 pixel. For HR I am using a width is 80% and margin 35%. Auto border none, I am not giving any border top 2 pixel solid, white color, almost a white color. C1 I use for, here you can see for this div, for this navigation table div. In C1 I use this width 75%, margin 35%, background image. Also I give padding, I give 30 pixel and 40 pixel. Border radius I give the 12 pixel. Here you can see here I am using background color white, that's why it does not show. Yes, box shadow I am using a 15 pixel. If I use box shadow 20 pixel, you can see there is a shadow showing in background of the box, which is very attractive to the user. Here I am also using a opacity or RGB. For list I am giving the live list style none. Here you can see the list style none means there is a bulletin here which I have to remove, so I will write none, so that bulletin will remove from the web page. SEQ margin bottom 25x. What is SEQ? Here I am use class seq here for list, and id n for anchor tag. Here seq I am giving the margin bottom 25 pixel, which is this, and I'm using a font size 25x, font width bold for this, and color blue for this. You can see here I'm using a HN over, color is black. I can remove this like this. This is going to be black if I move my cursor to this text links. I'm also giving a text shadow 5 pixel. Here you can see some shadows are showing in behind the text. For SEQP or sequence P, I am using ID dash, but I did not use here. Not this P I will use for this additional information about this link. Here I am using margin top 8 pixel. From this out of the border we have to give 8 pixel margin top, means top of the margin we have to give the space 8 pixel. We are giving the base of 8 pixel from the top of the margin, and I am also giving font size 16 pixel. Given the font size of this is 16 pixel, I am also giving the color, which is this color. Thank you guys for watching. This is all from me, all from my side. We will meet again on next video. Thank you guys for watching.